Welcome to MSBTE online learning program, Learning at Your Doorstep. This is Professor Pankaj Dadich, lecturer, Guru Gobind Singh Polytechnic, Nasik. This presentation will focus on Unit 4, 8051, Memory and I/O Devices Interfacing. Key learnings and learning objective from this presentation. The emphasis will be on describe the interfacing of external RAM and external ROM of given sizes with microcontroller 8051. After this session, students will be able to state chip select logic, state ways to generate chip select logic, compare linear decoding and absolute decoding, sketch interfacing diagram of RAM and ROM to 8051 and draw the memory map for the same. Let us look at the concept map. 8051 interfacing can be divided into following subsections, that is memory interfacing, input-output devices interfacing, and interfacing of ADC and DAC. This presentation will focus on memory interfacing, that is ROM and RAM. Let us look at the need of external memory interface. 8051 is capable of performing high-level complex operation that require large amount of memory space. Now we know that 8051 has on-chip 4 kilobytes of ROM and 128 bytes of RAM. For normal application, on-chip memory is enough, but for industrial usage, more memory is needed. So the next question is, how much memory can we interface? So maximum of 64 KB of program and data memory can be interfaced with 8051. Let us look at some key definitions. The first one, memory capacity. The number of bits a memory chip can store is called as chip capacity. The next, memory organization. The number of bits that each location can hold is equal to the number of data pins. That is 8 bits in case of 8051. Now a chip location contains 2x location, where x is the number of address pin. So the entire chip will store 2x into y, where y is the number of data bits and x is the number of address lines. For example, if there is a 2K RAM, it will have 2K number of locations, each storing up to 8 bits. We will try to find out the number of address lines and memory capacity required for accessing following chips. For example, first one, 512 bytes ROM. So 512 can be represented as 2 raised to 9, where 9 is the number of address lines required. So chip capacity will be 2 raised to 9, that is 512 multiplied by 8 bits, which is equals to 4096 bits. For 8K RAM, 1K can be expressed as 2 raised to 10 and 8 can be represented as 2 raised to 3. So 8K is 2 raised to 3 into 2 raised to 10, which is 2 raised to 13. Thus 13 address lines are required. Memory capacity will be 2 raised to 13 into 8, which is 65536 bits. Now we compare absolute decoding and linear decoding. Absolute decoding is also called as full decoding, as all address lines are used, while linear decoding is called as partial decoding because not all address lines are used. Absolute decoding is used in large memory systems, while linear decoding is used in small memory systems. Hardware logic for decoding is more in absolute decoding, while in linear decoding it is less. Because we are using all address lines, multiple addresses are not generated in absolute decoding, while in linear decoding, multiple addresses are generated. Absolute decoding, the cost is higher. Linear decoding, the cost is low. 8051 can access only one memory chip at a time from many connected. Now thus there is a need of memory address decoding. In connecting a memory chip to 8051, we must note the following points. Memory chips have one or more pin called CS bar, that is chip select, which must be activated to access the memory. The data bus of 8051 are directly connected to data pins of memory chip. PSEN bar from 8051 is connected to OE bar, that is output enable of external ROM. For external RAM, RD bar and WR bar of 8051 are connected to OE bar and WE bar, that is write enable. The lower bits of address from 8051 are connected to memory chip address pins through latch. The upper bits are used to activate the CS bar pin of the memory. Memories are divided into blocks and the decoder selects a given memory block. So in this section we will discuss the IC74LS138 decoder. There are different ways to generate CS logic. There are logic gates, decoder IC and programmable logic. This presentation will focus on decoding using decoder IC 74LS138. IC 74LS138 have ABC as select lines that are used to select one of the outputs from Y0 bar to Y7, which are all low activated. Apart from these, there are three inputs, G2A bar, G2B bar and G1, all of which must be enabled either connecting to VCC or ground depending on activation level. Students can now attempt MCQs from set 1. Let us try to interface a 2 KB RAM and 2 KB ROM to 8051. First, we calculate the address lines required for 2 KB RAM and ROM, which is 2 raised to 11. Hence, 11 address lines, that is from A0 to A10. G1 of IC 74LS138 is connected to A12, which is made high, and G2A bar and G2B bar are connected to A11, which is made low. A13, A14 and A15 are used as select lines connected to ABC of decoder. For external ROM, PSEN bar is connected to OE bar, and for RAM, RD bar and WR bar are connected to OE bar and WE bar respectively. Let us draw the interfacing for 2 KB RAM and 2 KB ROM. The major blocks: microcontroller, ROM, RAM, the latch and the decoder IC. So AD0 to AD7 are connected through the latch to demultiplex the address and data. ALE will activate the latch. The higher order address, we notice it is from A8 to A10 as we only need 11 address lines. PSEN bar connected to OE bar of ROM, while WR bar and RD bar to RAM at OE bar and WR bar. A13, A14, A15 are used as select lines for ABC. The ROM is connected to output Y4 bar, and Y5 bar output is connected to CS of RAM. A11 to G2A and G2B bar, and A12 to G1. Because we are using external ROM, EA must be grounded. Let us draw the memory map for the same. First, memory map for 2K ROM. The orange shaded region is for select lines, as Y4 bar is connected to CS bar of ROM. We have A15, A14, A13 as 1, 0, 0. A12 is connected to G1, which is activated, and A11 is connected to G2 bar and G2B bar, which is deactivated. We are using A0 to A10 as the address lines. So starting address, every bit will be 0, while the ending address will have all the bits as 1. Converting this whole to hex values, we have the starting address for ROM as 9000H and ending address as 97FFH. For 2K RAM, we have Y5 connected to CS bar of RAM. So A15, A14, A13 have 101. The starting addresses, all the bits are 0 from A0 to A10, while ending addresses, all the bits are 1 from A0 to A10. Converting the whole to hex, we have starting address for RAM as D000H and ending address as D7FFH. Let's try to interface 8 kilobyte RAM and 8 kilobyte ROM to 8051. The major blocks, the lower order address and data, ALE to the latch to demultiplex address and data, higher order address from A8 to A12. Because we are interfacing 8 kilobyte RAM, we will need total of 13 address lines. So 8 lower and 5 higher. PSEN bar connected to OE bar of ROM, RD bar and WR bar to RAM. A13, 14 and A15 as select lines. Y4 bar is connected to CS bar of ROM and Y5 to CS bar of RAM. G1 is connected to VCC and G2A bar and G2B bar are grounded. Because we are connecting external ROM, EA bar needs to be grounded. Memory map. All the address lines are used from A0 to A12. Starting address will have 0, ending address will have 1. It is Y4 bar connected to CS bar of ROM. So A15, A14, A13 select lines will have 100. Converting to hex, we have starting address as 8000H and ending address as 9FFH. For ROM, we are done. For RAM, we have in a similar manner starting address as A000H and ending address as BFFH. Students can now attempt MCQs from set. Points to remember from our discussion. A memory chip contains 2x location where x is the number of address pins. EA pin of microcontroller is connected to ground to access external program memory. The data bus of 8051 is directly connected to data pins of memory chip. Lower order address bus is connected through latch. A15, A14, A13 are used as select lines. G1, G2 A bar and G2 B bar, if not connected to any address signal, must be activated permanently by either connecting to VCC or